Ricky, a change of tack this week with the Anglo-Welsh and a chance for you to step up as well as a few other players.
Yeah, you know, we've put real importance in this competition over the last 4 or 5 years, and we missed it last year, obviously with the World Cup and it not, you know, having the format last year. So this year to have it back in place, yeah, it gives myself an opportunity to obviously come in and head up the side for the 2 weeks, but also it gives you a chance to mix things up. You know, look at some other players that you wouldn't usually maybe have a look at in the Premiership weeks, and just refresh things, whether it be bringing guys back from injury, giving some of our younger players game time, and also some of those senior guys that, you know, are really pushing to get spots in this Premiership side.
I was going to say, over the years we've seen how serious the club take this. A finalist in the last 2 tournaments, and last year the A-League almost acted as this competition for you, didn't it? And you won that.
Yeah, we put a big emphasis on it. Yeah, I think through our academy structure, it's a real big part of our development tool in terms of getting guys in our under-18s programme, then in that A-League, some game time, and then push on to the LV. So it's a good progression and a good step up. And I think, you know, from our perspective, yeah, this weekend is a great opportunity to see some of those younger guys play, and also as well put a sprinkling of those senior guys in there. And it's really exciting. You know, I think, yeah, we've had some real good battles, obviously in the Champions Cup and the Premiership over the last couple of weeks, and we're getting into this weekend really excited about it, and we're looking forward to going up to Quins, yeah, and play with some real energy and see those guys play and put their hands up.
In the past, we've seen the likes of this tournament for the likes of Slade, Noel, Cowan, Dickey, Sam Simmons to some extent as well. They've come through, they've used that as a stepping stone to go through to the first team. Yeah,
it just shows really. I think, you know, even with the sevens in the summer, it's a good tool for us to use. And you know 4 or 5 years ago, you know, Slady and those guys like you mentioned were getting their first starts in the LV up at Bath and places like that. And it's a great breeding tool for just putting them into pressure situations when they're younger. Yeah, and as you can see, then, you know, through our development process going forward, we can give those guys game time experience, and then when they do get their chance at, you know, in the Premiership or another step up in terms of game time, yeah, they're ready for it. So, yeah, the guys that have played this weekend, you know, like Joe will come in from, you know, he's been on loan down at Plymouth. He'll come in onto the bench, and we'll hopefully be able to get him game time and give him some experience of some top level rugby. Jack Maunder's going to be there, you know, captain in the side, and just shows over the last 2 weeks how much he's grown. You know, that we feel that he can come in and captain the side in his first LV, and you have a sprinkling of other guys. You know, Sam Simmons will come back up from the Pirates. Harry Strong, he's a young guy, will get his first start off the bench, you know, if we can, and then a sprinkling of those senior guys. You know, Tom Johnson, you know, has been outstanding, you know, the last sort of month in terms of the A-League and training, and he'll get a chance to have a, you know, get some game time there. Ben White and a few mixture of other guys will be in there as well, so we're really excited about it.
It's probably nice for the lads as well, just to get a breather from the pressures of the Champions Cup and the Premiership as well, to just reflect on something else and perhaps just chill out a little bit. It's not as bad as everyone's making out.
Yeah, it's been a tough couple of weeks, but the most pleasing thing is probably the amount of energy, yeah, and the amount of physicality we've put into those games. Yes, those 2 games haven't gone our way, but we feel like as a squad,
you're not a million miles away.
No, we're not. You know, and I think, yeah, a bounce of a ball, a decision here and there, a tackle that might get a turnover. You know, we've got 2 wins, you know, and that would put us in a really good position. So we're not panicking in any way. We've seen some real positives the last 2 weeks. This week now is about just getting a little bit of being clinical with what we're doing. Yeah, you'll see at the weekend the guys will go out and they'll fight for everything. They'll show everything what it means to play for extra cheese. We've now just got to free them up a little bit. You know, back them to play with a little bit more ball in hand, to create kicking opportunities, and then what we've done over the last 2 weeks will really push us on as well.
And the threat of Harlequins, what do you make of them? You know pretty much what's going to come at you. They're going to attack, aren't they?
Yeah, they've got a very good attacking side. We've got to be switched on for 80 minutes, not just you know 40 or thing. We've got to be switched on all the time. You know, whether it be Danny Kerr playing or their other nines, they're going to tap and go. They're going to take quick throws. Yeah, like their offloading game. Yeah, they've changed up a little bit. Their defence is coming with a lot more line speed. Yeah, so we've talked about this week and how we're going to deal with that. Yeah, but yeah, we're excited. I think it's going to be a real open game. Yeah, I think they're going to play rugby, and we're going to look to attack the game as well. Whether it be, you know, within our maul game at line-out time, or we are playing ball in hand. So it's going to be a really exciting game, and one I think that will be really good for both the spectator and for those guys as well. Yeah, they'll enjoy.
And as we know, if you keep progressing in this competition, it keeps your season alive and keeps the whole squad alive, doesn't it, at the latter end of the year.
Yeah, most clubs now have big squads. You know, if you have a long period of Premiership games with no game time for those other players, then you can obviously, you know, those players can get a little bit disheartened and lose a bit of focus. You know, that's the challenge of having a big squad. You know, if we can stay alive in this competition, and obviously if we can get a win at the weekend, and then push on obviously to Cardiff the week after, that puts us in good stead as we move forward, not just within the Anglo-Welsh Cup, but also the Premiership and the Champions Cup. And you know, we use it, you know, for a mental tool as well. You know, later on in the season. So if we can get a win this weekend, we'll refocus, get into that Cardiff game at home, and then we get back into the Premiership, and that can really kick us on as well.
Perfect.